Tai Fung makes these insanely delicious pork and shrimp wontons, tender, silky, and tossed in an addictively spicy sauce. I've always wanted to, but I've never tried making them at home. That is until today. I'm aiming for something in between a classic spicy, nummy Sichuan wonton and the more balanced, sweet version from Tai Fung. By the end of this video, I'm hoping that you have everything you need to make these wontons at home. From the filling, the wrapping, and the sauce, everything should be covered. That's including mistakes to avoid as well, because I'm sure I'm gonna make some along the way. Knowing me, it's probably gonna get a little messy, but if we can pull this off, they're going to be so worth it. Let's go. Here's the cool thing about these wontons. You have to start with like a seasoning water. Part of that is to get the flavor of ginger and scallion into the wonton without having massive chunks. So just like big old planks of ginger, this is all gonna get strained out. This isn't traditional, but I'm gonna do it in the microwave because I think that'll work really well. And then a bunch of scallion, just cut into large pieces. All this is like flavorful aromatic components for the filling without being actual ingredient filling. So the water is gonna take on all of this delicious kind of punchy, oniony, gingery flavor without actually having it in there, which is really nice. So I'll add a little bit of water to this and then I'm gonna microwave it for like, 2 minutes maybe until it just kind of soaks in. I still think the microwave is underutilized for actual cooking. Like once a night, we pretty much use the microwave to do something in the kitchen. Like it's so helpful. It's always funny when you microwave stuff with saran wrap. It always feels like illegal to me because you would think, in my head, I don't know, it feels like the plastic wrap would melt. It doesn't, you're safe. It gets very steamy and then it like sucks back down and like compresses into the bowl, which I always find very funny. But this is our, gently seasoned water. Get all the chunks out. Ooh, hot. It smells super gingery, so that'll be delicious. Filling is really important, as one would guess for something like this, but how I'm gonna make it is with a combination of shrimp and pork. It'll be close to like 2 parts pork, 1 part shrimp, but I'll probably do like 8 ounces of pork, maybe 5 ounces of shrimp. Shrimp really gives it a beautiful texture because the little pieces of shrimp are gonna be much larger than the actual little bits of ground pork. If you just use ground pork in a filling like this, you get something that's super flavorful, but texturally, it kind of eats like a sausage. That's why you see so many seafood combinations with meat combinations in Asian dumplings. I'm gonna stick to the script on that one. Let me get this vein out. Yeah, get this middle vein out. Sort of 2 veins, honestly, in a shrimp. Everybody sees the back one. However, there is a center one as well. I'd rather get rid of this digestive tract than keep it in the final dump. Get rid of the poop. If I could have 2 digestive systems, I would not do it. I struggle enough with 1 digestive system. Why would I want 2? You do want this broken up enough to where you're not gonna break your wonton with a massive piece of shrimp though. This shrimp is going to bring flavor, some moisture, mostly, and most importantly, very good texture. Nice and broken up. Some pieces still exist, but overall, it'll blend into the pork really nicely. Whack that in the bowl, as the Brits say. This is like a pound of pork. I'm probably gonna do half of this, so we'll do like 8 ounces. The goal with any kind of good dumpling, wonton filling, let's do a little more, is cohesion. Wow. That's a word. Cohesion. And ensuring that the protein structure is set enough to create a really delicious texture. So you want like a slightly bouncy texture in the filling, and you can only get that by mixing a lot. You can season this with 2 tablespoons of sesame. I think sesame oil is probably my favorite seasoning, period. I love it. It's fragrant, it's delicious. This is like 1 tablespoon of Sichuan. Actually, I'll start with 1 of this sort of seasoning water we made earlier. I'll do 1 tablespoon of this to start. We're gonna adjust the liquidity with cornstarch and an egg white. An egg white, good amount of white pepper. This is sort of the main spicy, fragrant note, along with the ginger that was in the water. Some good old-fashioned MSG, which you should be cooking with by now. It's delicious. It makes everything else taste better. And then to bind all these proteins together, and gather up some liquid and create a more tender wonton. You've got like 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now there's an old wives' tale that you're supposed to only mix one direction. I don't know how true that is, but I'm pretty sure it only exists as a story to ensure that it's mixed well enough. We actually went to the Din Tai Fung in Taipei, the original. It's really good. It smells good. It smells nice and sesame-y. Looks really tasty. Big pieces of shrimp. Nice pork mix. All of those little strands of pork fat you can see that have formed these strands will give us the correct filling texture for these wontons. I've got these Shanghai style wonton wrappers that I'm going to fill with our filling. The window at Din Tai Fung, you can always see them filling their xiaolongbao, and man, they're so good at it. They're insane. Really what you need to know is you take a wrapper, so thin wontons, let's do floury side up, take that much filling, not a crazy amount. That's the secret, first off. You know, like a teaspoon or so of filling, I would say. Then water edges. So I'm gonna do this one first, which is you fold it over like a triangle. Make sure everything's nice and sealed. Take your triangle and you fold it like this. And then that end holds together. And you got a nice little sailor's hat, question mark, I think is what they call this one. That looks nice, wow. Claps, 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 claps. Girl, that's a booty hole. That looks like a little belly button. Fun story time. You guys don't want to know this, but you're gonna learn it. I have an Audi belly button. I'm not gonna show you it, that's gross. I'm not gonna show you my belly button, but I have an Audi. You know, I know people are into feet pics right now, but bro, belly button pics start becoming a thing. I have a good shot at making some real money. You know, if this whole YouTube thing never works out, you know where to find me, bellybuttonfinder.com. Look for the Audi, that's me. It's Lana's birthday tomorrow. She turns 7. So I think everybody should wish Puppy Dog a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Puppy Dog. We found Lana on Craigslist. We'd gotten married. We both agreed like, no, we're not gonna get a dog right away. We don't wanna be those people. And then we found her on Craigslist and said, well, she's the cutest dog I've ever seen. We've gotta get her. And it's the only thing I've ever purchased off Craigslist. So I've got these, I ordered them from a very specific online grocer called Mala Market, and they've got their own chilies. It's like a combination of a couple chilies to use to make, you know, legit Sichuan chili oil. I'm gonna use those today. I haven't used them yet to make anything. So I'm really, really excited to make my chili sauce with those. Part of my love of cooking comes from this type of stuff, which is what I call kind of project cooking. It's where, like, you know, before I started doing this on YouTube, I always had a passion for it as a hobby, kind of the like hobby side of cooking that I really love. And it brings me so much joy. It's why I really love doing this period. A couple of friends of ours hosted a dumpling making night a few months back, just like getting to roll out our own wrappers and, you know, boil our own dumplings and use their parents' secret filling recipe that I still don't know. It just is like such a fun, life-giving process, I think. More people should be willing to do stuff like that, especially in the age of spending less time on food. Stuff like this is really, really fun. That's my TED Talk. This made a lot. It took a minute to get them all folded, but it's like, I'm not gonna count all these. It's like over 30 at least. This is a lot. So I'm gonna boil some water and cook like 8 of these for me and then freeze the rest. I'll make some for Megan Kay later. She's at work right now, so I'll make some for her for dinner and we'll just see how these go. So let's get some water boiling. While that water is boiling, I'm gonna make the sauce, which is sort of a combination of like fresh made chili oil and a bunch of seasoning. As I mentioned, these are the chilies I got. Really, really stoked to use them for this sauce, and it should make more than enough. I'm gonna do probably like a tablespoon of these chilies. Get some 5-spice, like half a teaspoon of 5-spice. This is really important for the flavor Din Tai Fung gets. A lot of the, you know, like cinnamon, cumin-y, fennel, clove, anise, all that's really important for the actual like Din Tai Fung flavor. This is Sichuan powder. So just peppercorns toasted and ground. Heat, you know, like a tablespoon or so of them in a pan. until hot, grind them, and then sift it because there are a bunch of like the shells on the outside and you don't want those in there because they're pretty like chewy. I'm gonna grate in like 2 cloves of garlic. And last thing I want is just a garnish. So I'm not gonna add these in with my sauce. I'm gonna wait. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna add some of the whites in. I don't know if I should do that, but I'm going to. I'll save these for garnish. Into here. Important part of the sauce is we're gonna get some oil, just some neutral oil, you know, some seed oils, ooh, scary, up to like 350 Fahrenheit, somewhere around there. Pour that over everything we just put in that bowl. It'll make essentially an impromptu chili oil. Some thin, garnishy green onion. So I'm gonna do like 8 tablespoons of oil for the amount that I'm making. Hopefully that bowl's big enough. We're gonna find out. Let's get that hot at the same time the water's boiling. I got my oil in here. Ooh. We're up above 350. Beautiful, no spills. Crazy. Drop some dumps. By dumps, I mean wontons. Cool thing about these is you just cook them till they float. We're just gonna let these go. Turn the heat up, get it back to boiling. I'm not gonna dump this yet because I may need a little bit of the water for my sauce. I'll keep it. Let's dress these bad boys. Sauce is not yet done. We got a couple more things. Chicken powder, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of that. And then like an 1/8 teaspoon of MSG. Sweetened soy sauce. I use this a lot in my Thai food video, but it's like thicker, sweeter, kind of like molasses-y soy sauce. Let's grab just a little bit of the water, you know, just to thin it out slightly. Whoo! Okay, sauce is done. Still warm oil. I am just going to, you know, do like a couple spoons. Just all of these chilies and the sweetness and the garlic, just getting absolutely stuck into every corner of those wontons that we made. They look stunning. I can't wait. Last thing, just a whole butt ton of green onion. Spicy, sweet pork shrimp chili oil wontons. I mean, just check these bad boys out. I'm gonna go straight in and bite one in half so I can see the filling. Really, when I get these though in the restaurant, just, you know, you suck down the whole wonton in one go. That's kind of just how you do it. They smell so good. They smell way more nummy than I think you would get at Tai Fung, and that's okay with me because I'm very, very into that. These have that like really slightly nummy mala flavor that I was going for with like a Sichuan Tai Fung hybrid. So I'm really, really happy with that. They're not as sweet as you would get at the restaurant, but if you know me, you know I'm cool with that. Oh, super tender wrappers. The filling is nice and flavorful without being too much. Because really what you want the star to be is that chili oil sauce that we worked so hard to make. And I think that really sings as the star. The wontons are able to be this nicely textured pork shrimp filling while you can just dunk them in this oily, sweet, spicy sauce. These are freaking delicious. These are absolutely worth making. My aim is to not be someone who tells you everything you need to know about cooking. I'm just a curious guy who really, really loves food. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to the amazing people supporting me directly on Patreon through patreon.com/CameronMarty. They get some cool benefits for supporting the channel, stuff like their name coming up on screen now and early access to videos. So check it out and consider becoming a patron. If you're interested in food that hits this kind of similar flavor, check out my den den noodle recipe for that similar kind of nummy, spicy, but with a lot of sesame type noodle. Thanks so much for watching again. Cheers.